Hello everyone, welcome to MBA Karo. SNAP logical reasoning section consists of 25 questions and the questions are across diverse topics. It is not that you will be getting questions from let's say 4 or 5 topics. It covers several topics and one of the important topics which is almost certain in SNAP is going to be clocks and calendars. So we will have a separate video of calendars. In this video we are going to learn the concept of clocks, the different type of questions from clocks that you can expect in SNAP and other examinations. So clocks you generally get 1 to 2 questions and same for calendar also. So you can expect around 3 to 4 questions from these topics of different varieties. So let us understand the concept of clocks and the different type of questions associated with it. If you are new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and follow us on social media platforms. In case you are preparing for SNAP and are looking for mock tests, so we have 20 mock tests for SNAP, which are based on the difficulty levels of SNAP 21 to 23. It's a mixed pattern, like mix in the sense that the difficulty level will keep varying. So you'll have a taste of different kind of questions, some easy ones, some difficult ones as well. So it will holistically cover all the topics that have been asked recently, previously in SNAP, and that would give you a good practice for the examination. The link is given in the description of this video. There is a free mock also which is at par with exactly like SNAP 2023 pattern. So exactly the same pattern has been followed in the first free mock, and rest of the mocks have a mix of 21 to 23 format. Now first let us understand what happens in a clock. A clock has three hands: the hour hand, the minute hand, the second hand. But in the questions that are asked in the examinations, we deal with only hour hand and minute hand. So we know that the total circumference is 360-degree. In geometry, we know that if you cover the entire circle, that is 360-degree. Pie charts also 360 degrees. If you look at the hour hand, it is at 9 o'clock. So it will reach 9 o'clock in how many times? In 12 hours. In 12 hours, it will complete one circle and reach 9 again. So in 12 hours, it covers 360-degree. Now, 1 hour it will cover 30-degree, that is 360 by 12, and 1 minute it will cover 0.5 degrees, that is the hour hand. Now let us talk about the minute hand. The minute hand is suppose at 12 at 9 a.m. Now when it is 10 a.m., it will be again at 12. When it is 10 a.m., it will be again at 12. So it covers 360-degree in 60 minutes, or you can say 1 hour. It covers 360-degree. So in 1 minute, it will cover 6 degrees. Okay. So it is like a relative motion. Two things are racing around the same circle in the same direction. So their speed is the difference between their speeds. So the minute hand gains 5.5 degrees on the hour hand per minute. Okay, so every minute hand is ahead by 5.5 degrees. So whatever formula that we will use, we use 5.5. This is the reason that why do we use 5.5. तो पूछ ले 5.5 कहाँ से है? This is the reason you get 5.5. Now let us see the different kind of questions. So there will be primarily 4 type of questions. First is time is given. You are asked the angle between the hands. Okay, so they will say that it is 6:30. What is the angle between the hands? Okay. Second type of question is the angle is given. We need to find the time. Angle is given means they will say that the hands are opposite each other. Opposite each other means 180-degree angle. The hands are at 90 degrees. So we need to find the particular time at which the hands will be at 90 degrees. Then we have faulty clocks, fast clocks or slow clocks. They will tell that this clock is fast, this is slow, when will it show correct time, when it will it show faster time, etc. And then there is reflection based question. Reflection means mirror or water image. So in this video, we are going to cover all these concepts. So please don't forget to like this video and watch this video till end. It will cover all concepts related to clocks. So let's see the first type, finding the angle between the hands. Okay, so there is a direct formula. which says modulus of absolute value of the difference between 5.5 m and 30h. Where did we get this? From that 5.5 degree we talked about the difference. So now we will directly use the formula. Now how to apply this is, let us say we have 240. Okay, suppose the time is 240. So what is minute? This is minute, this is hour. So 5.5 into 40 is 220 and 30 into 2 is 60. Now the answer is 160 degrees. Okay. Now you must be wondering that why have this sign been put? This is the sign of modulus, which means we need to take the difference. Now suppose instead of 240, it was 940. Okay. So if we have 940, it will be 40 into 5.5, which is equal to 220 degrees, and 30 into 9 is 270. Now if you subtract, you will get 50, but that is minus 50. So what we need to do is, you do not have to worry about that modulus thing. You should ideally know what is modulus, because you might get questions in algebra from this. But even if you do not know that meaning, that is fine. Just find the difference between the two values that you get. So the difference is 50 degrees. So at 940, the angle is 50 degrees. At 240, the angle is 160 degrees. So let us look at some examples. 820, we need to find the angle. So 5.5 m and 30h. So into 30, that will be 240, and into 5.5. 5.5 is 110. Difference we will take 130 degrees. This angle is 130 degrees. 1025. So 10 into 30, 25 into 5.5. This is 300. And 5.5 into 25 is 25. 5 is 125 and 12.5. So 137.5. Now you will get the answer as 162.5 degrees. So this angle is 162.5 degrees. So straight formula, 30h and 5.5m and their difference. 924. Okay. 924 again into 30 and into 5.5. 270 and 5.5 into 24. Like we can do it as like this, 12 into 11, half and double, that will be 132 degrees. Okay, taking the difference, we will get 138 degrees. So find 30h and 5.5m and find their difference. Whichever is, subtract the lower value from the larger value. So we get the angle as 138 degrees. Suppose it is 437. Into 30 is 120 into 5.5. 37 into 5 is 185, and 37 into 0.5 will be 18.5. So we get 203.5. Now what we will do? We will subtract the lower value. Okay. So 203.5 minus 120. So we will have 83.5 degrees. So at 437, the angle is 83.5 degrees. So straightforward, like multiply h by 30, m by 5.5, whatever is the difference, that is your answer. So it does not matter which value is larger. Now in this case, this was large, this was small. In the previous case, we saw this was large and this was small. So you just have to take the difference between these two values. Now, this is an interesting problem, and sometimes you might get these kind of questions where students tend to make mistake, or despite knowing the formula, they say that okay, ye answer to kuch hai, this answer is not matching with the answer given in the question. So let's see this. When you calculate it, this is 60, okay, and 45 into 5.5. 45 into 5 is 225, and 0.5 will be 22.5. So 247.5, right? Now when we take the difference, 247.5 minus 60, we get 187.5 degrees. Okay, now if you see in those questions, if the options are less than 180 degree, now you will say my answer is coming 187.5. Is it wrong? Is the formula wrong? No, it is not wrong. Let us understand what happens if you have a reflex angle. Okay, reflex angle is an angle greater than 180 degrees. So suppose, let us say we draw an angle like this, not taking 187.5, just taking some other number. Let us say this is 160 degree. Okay, what will be the remaining angle? Total is 360, so remaining angle is 200, right? So what we do is we get some angle A, so we find 360 minus A. Okay, if we get the angle greater than 180, we need to subtract from 360, right? If angle comes as greater than 180, in that case subtract from 360, that will be our answer. Okay, so it says 187.5, it will be 360 minus 187.5, that will be 172.5 degrees. Now, in this image, let us understand what has happened. When we are calculating using formula, we are able to get this angle. Right? Using formula, we are getting 187.5 degrees, which is correct. There is nothing wrong in this right approach. But there are two angles forming, right? Are we taking this angle this way or this angle? This is also the angle, right? So we are calculating this angle. The question is asking about the smaller angle of the two. Since we are getting the larger angle, we subtract it from 360 to get the actual angle. So in cases, if you get the answer greater than 180, subtract from 360, that will be your answer. But if options are greater, the reverse is also true. Say for example, if you solve this previous question and the options were greater than 180, so that means you will subtract from 360. Suppose instead of giving 83.5, all options are greater than 180. Now students might say कि question galat hai, right? That is not wrong. So that might trick you. I mean, although rare, but can be tricked. So we will subtract from it. So we will get 276.5 degrees. So if they ask the this way, you should be able to answer it. So just remember this fact that angle can be calculated two ways. We generally take the angle which is less than 180. So if in a question, if you are able to get an angle more than 180 and the options say less than 180, subtract the answer from 360 to get the result. Now, second question type, which is finding time from the angle between the hands. In such questions, we are given the angle. We need to find the time from that. Okay, so let's take an example. Let's say if we are given that at what time, uh, let's say between 3 and 4 p.m. Okay, are the hands together? Let's say at what time between 3 and 4 p.m. hands are together. Now we will see four steps. First is find angle at the base time. Base time is that 3 p.m. So what is the angle at 3 p.m.? 90 degree. See, do not, it is not required to calculate form using formula every time. Remember that for every hour it is 30 minutes. Okay, so like at 1 p.m. so 12 to 1 it is 30 degrees. 1 to 2 also 30 degrees, and this is also 30 degrees. So 30 30 30 means 90 degrees. So if you have the difference of 3 hours, that is 90 degree. So at 3 p.m. we have 90 degree angle between the hands. So the angle is the base time, the angle is 90 degree. Now what will happen is, where will the clock move? The clock moves in the clockwise direction, right? That is why the word clockwise. So the angles will move this side. Both will move, okay? Both will move. But what we will do is we take relative speed. Right? Relative speed means we assume that this hand is not moving, so it will appear to move a bit slower. Okay, so What is the required change in angle? This is 90. We need to cover this complete 90 degree to overlap. So the change in angle is also 90 degree. It will depend situation on situation. We will see examples where this change in angle is different. Okay. Divide this change in angle by 5.5. Are you able to relate why 5.5 degree? Because the minute hand is moving ahead by zero point 0.5 degree and the hour hand is moving ahead by zero point 0.5 degree and the minute hand is chasing by 6 degrees. So its speed is faster and it is chasing by net of 5.5 degrees per minute. So it has to cover 90 degrees. Its speed is 5.5 degrees per minute. So divide 90 by 5.5. Or you can also say instead of dividing by 5.5, you can say multiply by 2 by 11. That is also the same thing. Okay. So 90 into 2 by 11. That is 180 by 11. Or 11 into 1 is 11. 76 times 66. 4 by 11. So 16, 4 by 11 is the required change in time. Add them to the base time. So our answer is 3. 16 4 by 11 minutes. That is the answer when the angle is the hands are together. Okay. So let us see some more examples of it. At what time between 7 and 8 o'clock will the hands of a clock be opposite each other? Okay. So first of all, we will find angle at the base time. Step 1 is base angle. Base angle is how much? There are 5 numbers from 7 to 12. 5 numbers. So 5 into 30. 150 degrees. Okay. Now we need to move this hand like this. It has to move ahead. So what is the change? Even if you do not find the base angle, that is fine. What is important is change. Change is 30 degree. Because this is already 150. We need to make opposite. Opposite means 180 degrees. Change is 30 degree. Then time will be, that time that we need is 30 into 2 by 11, which is 60 by 11, or 11 5 55, 5 5 by 11 minutes. Okay, 5 5 by 11 minutes. Now add to the base time. 5 5 by 11 minutes past 7. So that is our answer. Okay, let's take another example of it. At what time between 5:30 and 6 will the hands of a clock be at right angles? Right angles means the angle should be 90 degrees. Now we can find the base time, the angle between the hands. Okay, you can use the formula between these. What will be the angle at 5:30? 5:30 means 5 into 30. 30 into 5.5. 150. 55 into 3 is 165. That is 15 degrees. Right. So this is 15 degree. Another way to think like this is between 5 and 6, the difference is 30 degree. Right. 5 and 6, the difference is 30 degree, and at 5:30 it will be exactly in between. Half an hour में half cover कर लेगा ना. At 5 o'clock, it is here. So in 30 minutes it will be half. So 30 का half हो जाएगा 15 degree. That's a logical way to think. Even if you are unable to think that way, you can use the formula to calculate that base angle. Okay. So base angle is 75. Now what is the change needed? Now this hand will move this side. So the angle initially was 15 degree. It has to increase by how much? 75 degrees. So change is 75 degrees. Because already the angle is 15, it has to move ahead by 75. Then only it will become 90 degrees. Right? So that is the movement needed. So what is the time? Time is 75 into 2 by 11, which is 150 upon 11. 11 ones are 11, 440, 33, 7 by 11. 13, 7 by 11. Now what we will do, we will add to the base time. So 5:30 में add कर देते हैं. That becomes 5:43, 7 by 11. 43, 7 by 11 minutes past 5. Okay. So simple thing, just like both these types can be tackled easily. At what time between 9 and 10 o'clock will the hands of a clock be together? Okay. Now let us see this question. Base angle is 90 degree. What is the change needed? Now the clock hands should be together, right? Now who you would say that 90 degree is the change because 0 degree banana hai. Together means angle is 0 degree between them. Now you would say 90 degree reduce kar dete hain. But see that clock does not move in anti-clockwise direction. Clock always moves in this direction. So we cannot make an angle like this. We cannot come from 12 to 9 opposite. So we need to move in this direction. Now this movement will require us to cover 270 degree to reach this point. Okay. So although it looks like it is closer, 90 is closer. No, we will not take 90. We will take the change as 270. Now if change is 270, what is the time? 270 into 2 by 11, which is 540 by 11. 11 fours are 44. We cannot take 5 times. Then 100, 11 nines are 99. 1 remains. 49, 1 by 11. So 49, 1 by 11 minutes past 9. That is the answer. At what time between 2 and 3 o'clock will the hands of a clock be at an angle of 130 degrees? We need to make angle of 130 degree, right? So previous one was straightforward, like opposites, right angles, we know. Now if some specific angle is given, how do we solve that? Initial angle is 60 degree. Okay. Again, think like this. How do we make angle of 130 degree? Do not add 70. So base angle is 60. That is fine. Here visualization will come into picture. Change, do not make 70 degree. Because some people will think 60 to pehle se 70 aur kar do. It cannot move in this direction. Okay. It has to move in this direction. Now, first of all, what will happen? This 60 degree, the angle will keep reducing, right? So it will be 60, 50, 40, 30, then it will become 0. And then it will start from 0 again and will go somewhere here. Okay. It has to increase on the other side, right? So how much is the total movement needed? We need 130 degree. So 130 degree after reaching 0. So total change is 190 degrees. This visualization is important in the question. Right, 60 degree was the base angle. First of all, it will cover that 60 degree to become 0 and then we'll move outside to make 130 degree. So total change is 190. Then time is easy to calculate. 190 into 2 by 11. 380 by 11. 11 3 is a 33. 550. That is 4. 44. 6 by 11. So 34. 6 by 11 minutes past 2. So no matter whether they give you opposite, whether they give you right angle, whether they give you together or they give you any angle, you can solve those questions. You just need to find the change in angle, right? Base angle, even if you do not find, of course, you have to start from the base angle, then only you can find the change in angle. Change in angle, multiply by 2 by 11 and you get your answer by adding to that base time that is given to you. I hope you are enjoying this video. Please don't forget to like this video and share it with your friends who ask that clocks and calendars kahan se padna. This is the best video that will explain each and every type of question here. Now let us next talk about fast and slow clocks. You must have often seen nowadays clocks are more precise, but previously when we used to have wall clocks, people would say कि ये घड़ी slow चल रही है या घड़ी fast हो गई. Right? It happens, right? Like when the cells of those clocks get weak, they start losing time, or some clocks are fast. Okay. Now, what is the concept here? Is it is a concept of proportionality. Okay, so let us understand through questions. A clock gains 5 seconds. So gains means it is fast by 5 seconds for every 3 minutes. So in 3 minutes, it is ahead by 5 seconds. So first of all, we will find that per hour change. So in 1 hour, that is 3 minutes into 20 is 1 hour. Okay? 3 into 20. In 1 hour, it will be 5 into 20, that is 100 seconds ahead. It will be fast by 100 seconds in 1 hour. Now what we will do is, it was set right at 10 a.m. and we are watching the time at 7 p.m. So 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. what is the time? Okay. So one thing you can do is add 12 to it. That becomes 19 hours. This is 10 and this is 19. So the total difference is 9 hours. So in 1 hour, it is ahead by 100 seconds. In 9 hours, it will be ahead by 900 seconds. Basic proportionality. उसी रेशियो में इंक्रीज होगी. So in 9 hours it will be ahead by 900 seconds. Divide by 60, that will be 15 minutes. So it is ahead by 15 minutes. Right? So the time is 7 p.m. The clock will show 7:15 p.m. So it will be ahead by 15 minutes. Same concept is for slow clock also. So it says that a clock loses 3 seconds every minute. If the clock started working at 10 a.m., at what will be the time in the wrong clock at 3:20 p.m. on the same day? Okay, 3 seconds every minute. So in 1 minute, it is 3 seconds behind. In 1 hour, it will be 3 second into 60 will be 180 seconds. It will be 3 minutes behind. In 1 hour, it will be 3 minutes behind. Now 10 to 320. 10 to 320, or we can say 15:20. It is 5 hour 20 minutes. In 5 hours, it will be 5 into 3, 15 minute behind. Okay. And in 20 minute, now in 1 minute, it is 3 seconds. So 20 minute into 3 seconds is 60 seconds, or equal to 1 minute. So 15 plus 1 minute, total 16 minutes behind. It is 16 minutes behind the normal clock. So normal clock is showing 3:20. So subtract 16, we get 3:04 p.m. on this faulty clock. Okay, so proportionality, fast or slow. Now that is one type. What is the time shown? Another type is, they give you the time and they will ask when was the correct time in that clock. Okay. A watch loses 5 minutes every hour and was set right at 7 a.m. on a Tuesday. When will it show the correct time again? Okay. Now correct time, 7 a.m. was correct. Now what will happen is, next hour it is 7 a.m. So it is showing 7 only. Okay. At 8 o'clock, it will show, instead of 8, it will show 7:55. Okay. So it is actually 8 o'clock, but the faulty clock is at 7:55 only. Okay. It is not exactly at 8. It is between 7 and 8, 7:55. Now it is losing 5 minutes every hour. Okay. Now you will say that, how can it show the correct time? It is not possible for it to show the correct time. So what will happen? It will be 5 minutes behind, 10 minutes behind, 20 minutes, 30, 40, 50, 1 hour behind. Sometime later it will be 1 hour behind also. If the question was, how many hours later will it be 1 hour behind? So in 1 hour it is 5 minutes behind. 60 minutes, we need 12 hours. So add 12 hours, you can find what will the time the clock will show, as we saw in the previous question. Now 1 hour behind, so the time is 7, it will show 6. Then slowly it will be 2 hours behind, 3 hours behind, and so on. Now, how can it show the right time? When does a clock show the same time? Let us say the time is 4 p.m. Okay, the time is 4. After how much time will you see the same face of the clock? Same face kab aayega? 4 a.m. Isn't it? Like at 4 p.m. it is 4 and 12. At 4 a.m. also it will be 4 and 12. So that means in 12 hours it will show the same phase, right? So that means the clock should lose 12 hours. That is the concept, that it should lose 12 hours. Now there is a catch here. If the question says correct time including AM PM, okay? If the question says, suppose it's a digital clock, Okay, it shows in AM and PM, AM and PM, or like a kind of clock in which the time is given in 24-hour format, 24-hour format, or AM and PM. So in that case, there should be a loss of 24 hours. Okay, so that is the concept here. Since we are talking about a normal clock, so we will take 12. Unless specified, take 12 only. If they say that including AM and PM, then take 24. Okay. Now in 1 hour, the loss is 5 minutes. There is a loss of 1 hour in how many hours? 1 hour ka loss, time and loss. 1 hour ka loss will happen into 12 times. That is 12 hours. 12-hour loss will happen into 12, right? 1 hour into 12 hours is 12 hours. So 12 into 12, that is 144 hours. Now one day is 24 hours. So 24 dividing 144 will give us 6 days. So in 6 days, it will lose 12 hours. And 6 days means it is a Tuesday, Tuesday plus 6 day. After 7 days, it will be Monday, Tuesday. 6 days later, it will be Monday. So 7 a.m. on Monday. So that will be the answer. This is the concept wherein the clock show the same time again, whether it is fast or it will slow. It does not matter. Suppose it gains also uh, like 5 minutes per hour, again it will show the same time. Same on the same time, it will show that the correct time. A watch was 15 seconds slow at 1 p.m. on Tuesday and 30 seconds fast at 1 p.m. on Thursday. When did it show the correct time? Okay, so this is again a proportionality based question. How to deal with it is, so we need to find the correct time. Correct time means 0 seconds ahead or behind. Okay, so when it is slow, it is 15 seconds slow, that means minus 15, and 30 seconds fast, that means plus 30. Okay, what are those time durations? 1 p.m. on Thursday. This is 1 p.m. Thursday, and this is 1 p.m. on Tuesday. So, what is the change in timing? The change is 45 minutes, 45 seconds. ठीक है 45 seconds के लिए कितना ड्यूरेशन होगा 1 p.m. to 1 p.m. Thursday. What is the duration in hours? Let us calculate in terms of hours, not in seconds. 1 p.m. to 1 p.m. 2 days. 2 days means 48 hours. Okay. So again, proportionality. In order to increase 48 seconds, it takes 48 hours. Now we have to find the correct time. We have to go only 15 seconds ahead. So in order to increase 15 seconds, it will require 16 hours. One third हो गया ना, divide by 3. So it will require 16 hours. 16 hours from 1 p.m. Tuesday. 1 p.m. Tuesday plus 12 hour will be 1 a.m. on Monday and Wednesday. Okay. Plus 4 hour more, plus 4 means 5 a.m. on Wednesday. So the answer is 5 a.m. on Wednesday. So it is proportionality. In the same proportion, you find that at what time will it show the correct time. Okay. So this is entirely about like slow and fast clocks. Let us take another example of this so that you get a hold of this concept that when will it show the correct time. Okay, so it says a clock which loses uniformly was 15 minutes past at 9 a.m. on 13th April and was 25 minutes behind the correct time at 5 p.m. on 16th of the same month. Okay, same month means April only. At what time was it correct? So now this watch was 15 minutes fast. Okay, and it is 25 minutes behind. We need to find at what time it is correct. Okay, you can draw a vertical line also. Okay, so it's not like you have to draw horizontal line, just like you can draw like this also. It is 15 minutes fast and 25 minutes behind. 15 minutes fast at 9 a.m. on 13 April. and it is 25 minutes behind at 5 p.m. on 16th April. Find the time gap, which is 40 minutes, and find this gap also. 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. is 8 hours, and 13 to 16 is 3 days. Convert everything into hours. Okay, 3 days means 72 plus 8. 3 days means 24, that is 72, plus 8, that is 80 hours. Okay, so in 80 hours, it is 40 minutes behind. Okay, 40 minute का loss हो रहा है. We need to find this time at which 15 मिनट का चेंज आना चाहिए. सो 80 आवर्स में 40 मिनट का चेंज आ रहा है, 15 मिनट का चेंज आएगा 30 आवर्स में. Isn't it proportionality? Double हो रहा है, like 40 double 80, 15 double 30. So in 30 hours, it will change by 15 minutes. So add 30 hour to 13 April. 13 April, 9 a.m. plus 30 hour. 30 hour means 24 hour is one day plus 6 hours. So 24 hour will make it 14 April, 9 a.m. plus 6 more hours. 9 to 3 is 12. 12 to 3 is again 3. 9 a.m. plus 6 is 15 hours or 3 p.m. So 14 April, 3 p.m. it will show the correct time. So that is our answer. So this is how we deal with questions based on slow and fast clocks. They might give you slow time, ask that what time it will be, what will be the time it will show, the clock will show, or fast clock, or they will say the clock was slow, now it is fast, at what time it showed correct time, or anything like they might ask you that at what time it was, let's say 12 minutes, at what time it was 12 minutes ahead, right? So you can find by finding the gap using the proportionality. Next question type is reflection. Okay, reflection type, mirror image and water image. A clock when seen from the mirror shows time 7:20. What is the actual time on the clock? Okay, so it is 7:20. So it will be somewhere here, and 20 is at 4, the shorter side, between 7 and 8, and this is at 4. Now when it is a mirror, so it will reflect along this line. Okay, it will reflect along this line. So it will show that 4 thing will come towards this side. It will look at 8, and 7 thing will be between 5 and 4. So it will be somewhere like here. Okay, like logically thinking, you will say that it will be like this side is 1 2 between the second hand, so 1 2 between these two hands, so between 5 and 4, and this is at the 1 2 second hand, so 1 1 and 2, right? So that is how you visualize the reflection. I'll tell you the direct formula also. So it looks like 40 minutes and between 4 and 5. It will not be exactly at 5, between 4 and 5. So 440 will be our answer. Okay. Now that is the answer by visualizing. Just know the formula. Okay. Subtract from 1160. 1160 minus 720, we get 440. Why 1160? 1160 is 12 o'clock, right? If you see the mirror, mirror is here, isn't it? Mirror is here. So mirror is at 12 o'clock. Isn't it 12 o'clock mein straight jayegi line? So that is why the reflection 12 o'clock we take 1160 and subtract from that. So subtract from 1160. Okay, 1160 minus t. Now let's take another example. The time is 12:15. Right? What is the correct time? Now you would say that we did not know beyond 11. How can we subtract 1160? So convert into 24-hour format. Okay, 24-hour format means 1160 को आप 24-hour format में कर दोगे, that will be 2360. 2360 minus 12:15, we will get 11:45. So the answer is 11:45. Okay, so 1160 or 2360 depending on whether it is less than. If it is less than 11, so take 1160 only. Okay, next one. The water image of a clock shows the time as 7:10. What is the actual time on the clock? Okay, water image. Water image happens like this. So it is showing 7:10. So 7. Let us first understand this logic and then I'll give you the direct formula also. This is 11, 10, 9, 8, right? So 7:10. 7:10 means slightly ahead of 7 and 10 means at 2. Now when we do the water reflection, it will reflect along this line. Okay, so it will reflect along this line. So let us understand it logically also. Why does this happen instead of just memorizing the formula? So it will reflect along this line. So like whatever was the angle here will be the angle like this. So it will be at 4. Okay, isn't it? Like it was one number behind 3 से 2 था. So it will become 3 to 4. And this was 7:10, right? So it was almost 2 numbers behind. So it will be almost 2 numbers ahead. Okay, so it will be like this. Okay, so between 10 and 11, right? So between 10 and 11, and this is 20. So two numbers ahead. So this is two numbers this side. So we will get 11, 20. So this is two numbers this side and two numbers this side. So we will get 11, 20. 11 and 4. Okay, now I'll give you the direct formula. The formula is subtract from 1830. So 1830 minus 710, we will get 1120. Okay, so that is our concept. Why does it happen 1130, 1830? See, it is 915 is the central line, and it is 9 and it is 15, right? 915, if you consider this line, it is 915, isn't it? 9 and 3, 915. So if you reflect it, half is getting, like it is the 915 is the average line. Basically it is the average line of these two. So average is 915, total is 1830. So that is the reason, the logic, right? No need to remember the logic, just know that subtract from 1830, as simple as that. Now let us take another example. Water image of 4:44 p.m. So you will say 4:44. Just now I told you 1830. We will not be able to subtract from 1830, right? So how do we do that in that scenario? So 1830, instead of that, make it 1930. Okay, instead of 18, make it 19. We will carry, like basically we cannot subtract from it, so we increase it. So it becomes 1546, or we can say 346. Sorry, this will be no, we do not take, we borrow one from here and it becomes, we take, sorry, we borrow one from here, so it becomes 90. 1838, we need to subtract 444, right? We cannot subtract from here. So what we will do is we will borrow 1 hour from here, so it becomes 17, and 1 hour means 60 minutes goes here. So 1790, so it will become 13 and 46, or it is 146. Now I'll give you all these formulae at once, right? So that was the logic. Why do we get these numbers? Now remember these values. Mirror image, subtraction from 1160. In case the R is greater than 10, it should be 2360. And if you talk about the water image, if the minutes are less than 30, then subtract from 1830 or 630 if the smaller value is there, right? So in the first example we did 710, so that is why we subtracted from 1830. But if you are given a smaller number, subtract from 630. Okay, so it can be from 630. Let us say the time given is 112, so it will be 518, right? But if the time given is large, let us say it is 919, so we will subtract from 1830, so that will become 911. Okay, if the time, the minute is more than 30, so let us say uh, we are given 254. So we will subtract from 590. Okay, 5 and 90. So we will get this is 36 and 336, right? If we are given r also greater than 6, so minute and hour also we need to consider. Suppose we are given that the time is 8:47. So we will subtract from 1790. We will get 9:43. Okay. So remember these things. Mirror image 1160 and it is 6:30 or 5:90 depending on, like 6:30, 18:30 depending on the hour and minutes, and 5:90 or 17:90 again. If the minute is more than 30, we will take subtract from 90, and if the hour is more than 5 or 6, we subtract from 17 and 18 respectively in that particular case. So depending on case to case, you know what to where to subtract from. Okay, so this is the question based on mirror and water images. So this covers the concept that is tested in clocks, right? The different kind of questions. We covered all these. So you have watched this entire video. This you are done with this topic. So one easy topic to cover. You can expect one or two questions from this topic. In case you are preparing for NMAT and SNAP and wish to prepare in a structured way such that all topics are covered, okay, so you can enroll in our NMAT and SNAP course. We have slashed the price. Now it is available just for 5,000 rupees, which covers classes for all these topics and practice sheets for all the topics that we teach in the class. There is doubt resolution group. You also will get access to all our mock tests for NMAT and SNAP, plus CR practice test and English grammar practice course. So all this will be included in this. So you will have access to all these things. And in case you are preparing for SNAP and are looking for quality mocks, you can enroll in our mock tests, which are based on the latest patterns of SNAP from the last 3 years, where SNAP has become a 1 hour paper, and it keeps varying its difficulty level. So we have added flavors of all three examinations. I appeared on all nine of these exams, each of the three slots in the past 3 years. So have an experience that what was the level across the 3 years, the kind of questions that you get in the three sections in English, maths and reasoning, the kind of questions that have been covered in these mock tests. There is a free test also, you can check this out. It is at equal level of SNAP 2023 to give you an idea that where would you stand in that examination. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video. It must have cleared your concepts related to clocks. We will be coming up with more videos on SNAP preparation on our channel. So please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like this video.